Hi, my name is Curtis Wood. I'm here to talk to you today about some of the changes that are going on in the world. Prior to 1800, most everything looked like this, at least from the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the Mississippi River. Even here in Minnesota, 2/3 of our state was this. The planet works on cycles, so those of you that believe in the 2012 theory, that basically all of a sudden one day everything's going to change and alter overnight, the planet doesn't work that way. Matter of fact, it works on a very slow, methodical pace, much like our government. Matter of fact, did you know that our exhaust emissions alone, with the amount of gasoline we use, that our cars, just the cars and diesel fuel itself, is equivalent to the amount of energy and heat given off by the Hiroshima bomb once every 30 seconds forever. And it's nothing compared to what the sun gives. Now, after I was able to take a look at that, I could see that there was no possible way for man to be able to alter our heat. But if we altered it in a way that the sun would react and the planet would react, then that's a different scenario. We cannot light a match and create enough heat. We just cannot do it. But if we alter the surface and alter the way it responds to the sun, then we do. So before anybody can even make a claim about global warming, you first have to understand, where is it coming from? Where does our heat come from if the heat rises? That's right, it comes from the ground. So if it comes from the ground, then we should be able to take some temperature samples. Let's go take a look, shall we? Come on. Okay, anyways, if you have a pan that's 100 degrees and a pan that's 0 degrees, and you put them together, the temperature between the two will be between 0 and 100 degrees, depending, of course, on many elements like the temperature that you're exposed to. But basically what we're talking about here is the temperatures are always going to be in between the variables of the high and the low. The sun is our boiler, and everything between the sun and the ground, darn bugs, everything between the sun and the ground is basically our pipeline. One thing I agree with on the scientists is that in the 1940s, all the way up to the 1970s, there was massive global cooling that took place, and this was primarily from pollution. So now the question is, what's causing the temperature increase? So I'm going to prove to you where the global warming is coming from, because there is a season for global warming, and the season is now. It's in the spring of the year. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you why. So let's take a look. Here we have just a typical forest floor and the thermal reader. There, 79 degrees, 75 degrees, it varies. It was 76 degrees on that leaf. How about that leaf? Yep, 78 degrees. Now we're gonna look into this shady spot a little bit more. Seeing so much of it is shade, look at that, it's 77 degrees. But now, what happens when we do this? 70 degrees. That's only about an inch that I wiped away. Of course, it keeps it pretty cool, well shaded, well insulated. Now, what do we do with all of our leaves? We rake them up to make a pretty yard. Forest drops them to insulate the planet's surface. So basically, we're stripping the planet's insulator every fall when we rake. We're stripping the planet's insulator every time we go to cut our lawn. Because after going through the woods here, check this out, 81, boy, this is out in the sun. Ooh, 97 right there. For a second. 98, right in the open sun. So we'll scrape that away and now take the sample. 78, just underneath it. So you can see the insulating, layer that we have. So we can take some samples here. We are at 108. Now if we scrape to the ground surface, now we're at 92. So now we're gonna go take a look at the next issue that we have. Okay, everywhere across the northern hemisphere, you are gonna find nothing but brown, exposed dirt. And its temperatures are running upwards of 102 degrees. 109 over there, 108. They've got crops growing, but doesn't offer nearly as much shade as what's needed. varying in temperature ranges depending on what it is. Plants are going to be cooler. The soil is awfully warm. You have enough blacktop and cement to pave the entire state of Kentucky. And that's just the roads. Add parking lots and driveways, it's even more. Now we're at 130 degrees. So I know a lot of you are probably questioning, well, what if we made it all into concrete? Well, that's like 122 degrees. Well, we found a cool spot, that green grass. Drier grass is a lot hotter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get down to the root of it, like we did in the prairie. Yeah, we're at 104. There, my friends, is global warming. Here, at least, is what the St. Cloud Times reports is our actual temperature right now. Yes, we blocked it. We shut down the pipeline. We polluted the skies. I agree with the scientists on that, but what the hell do they expect us to get back to? The Great Dust Bowl is where we left off.